Hey guys, really quick, when I was editing, I noticed I didn't talk about the specs and the information about the firearm, so I'm going to just put this in the very beginning of the video, so please bear with me. So, optics ready, obviously. As you noticed, I had the 507 on there, and that required a base plate, so just be aware it is optics ready, but, you know, depending on what optic, you might have to buy a plate. It's going to have a 3.7-inch hammer forged steel melanite finish barrel, and it's going to have a 1/10th twist. The frame is going to be obviously a black polymer with the adaptive grip texture. The sights are going to have that front tritium, and then obviously at the rear you're going to have that U-notch rear, which is, you know, even on the echelon. The grip width is going to be 1 inch. You're going to get two 15-round mags, which are stainless steel. The overall weight of the firearm is going to be 21 ounces. That's without an optic. The length is 6.6 inches. The height is 4.8. And then I did say later in the video that MSRP or street value is probably like $550, $560, but MSRP is $650, but you'll probably find it cheaper. So thank you guys, and let's get back to the video. What do we got? We got 7 in here. The trigger is just so...
Heavy or what?
Yeah, you come. Like, you guys all remember Jay's? There you go. Here, you can just pull it, see how it feels. I feel like I'm guessing with it almost. It's definitely not broken in by any means, but it's definitely like.
Yeah, it's a little heavy. I mean, compared to the shit we're used to, but.
I would say
it's not bad. You definitely have to pull it.
Yeah,
feel
I'm
it.
definitely pulling.
Oh, it's got one of those U-shaped beaver tails too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Irons.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of those, but.
They're almost co-witness, but they're not.
I mean, we only sighted in for
10 yards.
Yeah, 10 rounds too. So, but it's nice and light. I mean, it's a smaller frame, so it's like you said, comparable to the CR920.
I definitely think it's a little.
What's the MSRP on that?
$550.
Oh,
but you
so
can.
It's cheap. It's way cheaper than
Definitely a lot cheaper.
CR920.
Yeah. What is it? You get two 15-round mags as well. The other thing that I kind of like about it, which the CR920 doesn't have, is going to be you can obviously see if there's a round in the chamber.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I do really like that. I guess you've never held a CR920?
No.
You really can't compare, but
yeah, no.
What do you think about these like finger grooves?
I mean, the grooves are kind of nice. I mean, I have a smaller hand, so mine kind of wraps on it pretty good compared to Robert's. But it's, I mean, like on my XR920, I just have that flared magwell on it, so that kind of makes my, I can feel that on there. Yeah, so it feels like there's obviously more real estate there, but.
This is what he's talking about,
yeah.
The flared magwell. And you said you just added it on as well?
Yeah, I just put it on the other day, but yeah, I don't know, the grip feels pretty nice. I mean, it contours, if you have smaller hand, obviously, I mean, like I said, I have smaller hands, so my fingers fit perfectly on the grips on it, and the stippling is pretty nice. I mean, you could always add extra stippling later, which, I mean, I've done that on one of my other pistols, but overall, it feels pretty good. Like I said, Robert's got a lot bigger hands than I do, but
I got meaty hands.
I think it's a very, it feels great in the hand, honestly. If you could add a flared magwell, I would, just for faster reloads. I mean, and just the aesthetic of it. It just, I mean, if you have the option to, why not? But otherwise, it feels.
Here,
it feels pretty good.
Let's see what you have to say.
I probably missed too.
It's all right. Gun's not broken in, so we're gonna blame it on that. So.
Yeah, because we're such good shooters.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All right.
Take it away.
All right, we're live. Took a second to find that sight.
Yeah, it feels.
Ooh, that thing's got a lot of recoil. I'll just, I mean, it's smaller, but. Oh, it's only 7?
I put 5.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have a 5.
Alright, that's fine. Alright, that makes sense. Well, I missed all my shots.
I don't know what it is. It definitely, even like the CR920, like, I guess it just feels weird because I'm so used to my X macro and it has that comp,
that's
so
true.
it really pushes that gas away.
Well, that's why, I mean, you can obviously see I have a suppressor on mine, so I'm used to a little bit longer barrel on it, so I'm just used to that smaller compact recoil on it. It surprised me right away, but I mean,
it's definitely. it's really hard for me to make like a direct comparison between this and the CR920. The one thing I really do like about the Hellcat though is it fits in my hands a lot better, just with that frame and the little in-grooves there for your fingers. But the CR920, I would say almost shot a little lighter. I would maybe give it like a 5%. It's not much, but the only thing like I said, I really like about it is that my hand actually fits. Compared to the CR920, I would have to have the extended 13-round mag for it to basically cover my pinky. So I was basically shooting with, what, 4 fingers instead of my entire hand? Yeah, so the other thing that I really do like is has these like little cuts. I don't know if you can see it too.
Yeah, on the side, yeah.
Yeah, when you put your thumb on there. Like, I sometimes find, I don't know what to do with my thumb, so just having this stuff right here really is a lot more helpful, just kind of putting my hand on the firearm. I probably talked about the details in the prior video, but it's on 507K, so it has 3 modes. But yeah, overall, really small gun.
I think the only thing that I would think you'd add is probably a light. That might help with a little bit of recoil. You just got a little more, you know, a little more weight up front. Yeah. But yeah, and then like you said, an extended. If you just put the extended clip, you know, on the mag, or the mag extension, that would give your hand a little bit that more real estate almost too. Because I've seen that on a lot of videos with the CR920, is that people put the extended mag on it.
To make it like a 15, I think?
Right, I think something like that. But it just gives you that extra real estate. I mean, your fingers
basically like this, yeah.
You just got extra room to, you know, put your hand on. But
so it looks something like this. Obviously just on the CR920, but you have a lot more purchasing power, or just more purchase here with your hand, so.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. But otherwise, I mean, it's a solid gun. It'd be perfect for conceal and carry, though, honestly, because it's not
so small,
but it's small enough where it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't think a boot gun per se, but definitely a conceal and carry would be like perfect for it.
And definitely for like someone with bigger hands, this fits me. Even like what you, I would say Jace has a little bit smaller hands than me.
Yeah, definitely.
But
definitely,
it still fits him pretty well. But like, I think the biggest thing for me is that, as a bigger individual, it's comfortable for me to hold compared to, like, let's say the CR920. So that's one thing to kind of just take into note. Comfortability, I guess. Like kind of Jay said, it is a hair bigger than the CR920, but this would still be a great CCW. And with the MSRP, and Springfield always has sales where like they'll throw in 2 extra mags or something for like, I believe it was like $560, $570 is the MSRP. Street value, you can probably get it cheaper if you go through like a small FFL. You can probably get it a little bit cheaper. They can help you save a little bit more money. But yeah, overall, this isn't like not the full review. I still definitely have to put a lot more rounds behind this thing to give you like a full review, but definitely a decent choice. I would almost choose this over a Glock.
100%.
Yeah, we personally don't like Glocks.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're not Glock fanboys.
Glocks are dependable. They're you know, tested and tried by everybody.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think budget too. This would probably be cheaper too, honestly. But I mean,
and it already comes. What's the word?
Ready.
Optics ready.
Yeah, that's a big plus.
Or you don't have to. You know, if you buy just a standard Glock, then you have to pay for like $200 slide, and you just pay like what? I don't know what it is for. I don't think they make them standard. They just ship them with the optics ready, so it's kind of nice that when you do pay that $550 or whatever that price point is, that you have a gun that if you decide to throw an optic on, it's ready to go. So I think we'll do a little bit more shooting with it, try breaking it in a little bit more. But is there anything else that excuse me, that you mentioned on this thing?
No, the only thing I could think of is this versus CR920 is that this is definitely it's not as Gucci. That's the biggest thing. I mean, if you wanted a smaller compact gun and you want it to be more Gucci, I mean, Shadow Systems is basically Glock. You know, it's Gucci Glock, but out of the box. I mean, you pay for it, but that's the only thing. If you wanted to save money and have good conceal and carry, I think the Hellcat is it's an amazing option. But personally, if budget is not an issue, I would say go CR920, even the CR920P that just came out. It comes with a built-in, or it's not built-in, but the muzzle, it just attaches right to the barrel, which it helps with recoil. But yeah, no, but
they'll be on the channel soon, right?
Yeah, I think we might be looking at getting one. So
as soon as I can get one to get.
gets one in stock, we're probably ordering one, but we'll see about that. So.
So yeah, when he says like Gucci compared to a Glock, or even for the matter of the Hellcat Pro here, we're just talking about more machine time. So like the slide, and we have the cuts on the slide to save weight. It's not really a big difference of weight. I think
you're talking like 0.2 something.
Yeah,
ounces
it's very
like
minimum ounce saving.
It just kind of gives it more of an aggressive look too, though. I mean, I like how their barrels have that thread on it and everything, so they kind of just look a little bit more fancy. And obviously, like, I don't know, the money that you'd spend making a Glock look like that.
Exactly,
I mean,
and that's usually like the argument is you buy a Glock for $600, and then by the time you Gucci it, like you're already into around $1,000, $1,200, yeah. Or you just pay a little bit more. I always like to tell him, or maybe he doesn't know, I always say, like, buy once, cry once.
Yeah.
Especially if this is, something you're going to keep long term. I just don't see a reason not to. So, you are definitely missing a little bit of features on this thing, but you're not going to be... I don't know a lot of people who carry...
You're not really conceal and carrying that one as much. That's why I put the light on it. I got my extended mag well. I got the suppressor on it. That's not really my conceal and carry, but this is a definite... way better option. It's more compact. I mean,
if you can,
the price point too is amazing. I mean,
hopefully the camera picks it up.
What do you got? 15+1 on the Hellcat too?
Yeah, 15+1.
So that's just amazing right there too. But yeah, definitely a great conceal and carry option, and the price point you can't really argue with it. So
hopefully you guys can kind of see that, like, the difference. So yeah. Like I said, I would honestly, Springfield's been doing some really great stuff. I think even like the Echelon right now that released 2-3 weeks ago, like Springfield is definitely trying to up their game. So, don't take my, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't take my thing at face value, but I would definitely recommend the Springfield over a Glock. Granted, yeah, Glocks are reliable and everything, but I think Springfield is really trying to up their game, and I think for the price point that you buy and how narrow it is, I believe it's actually as narrow as the X Macro, the 6 hour X Macro. Obviously, like if we look at this one, well, I already showed you guys, it's a lot more wider compared to obviously the Hellcat. So I think CCWing it is just going to be easier. So I think that's it. We'll do a little bit more shooting and see if there's anything else that we kind of like or dislike. But yeah. This isn't going to be a full review, obviously, just because neither of us have enough time behind it to really